So, you know that feeling, right?
Mm.
That you need these huge blocks of time, like hours and hours, to actually make progress learning something new.
Oh, definitely. Especially with something like, say, English fluency. Feels like you need to clear your whole schedule just to get anywhere.
Right. It's this common idea, isn't it, that progress means these massive efforts.
Exactly. Big leaps.
But, the source material we looked at for this deep dive, it suggested something kind of different.
Yeah, it offered this simpler but really powerful idea, basically, that small daily habits, they're actually way more effective than those huge infrequent study
It
sessions.
really flips the script, doesn't it?
Totally. Instead of this giant mountain to climb all at once, it's more like taking small, manageable steps,
Yeah.
but doing it consistently.
Okay, so that's our mission today then. Let's unpack these key daily habits from the source, the ones that can really help you build confidence in English, step by step.
Yeah, think of this as kind of a shortcut to building those effective routines. Not just what to do, but really understanding why these small, consistent actions work so well.
So the core idea, the big takeaway from the source,
Right. It's that improvement isn't about one massive, exhausting push.
not the marathon session.
No, it's the compounding effect, the power of doing these small things consistently every single day.
Okay, let's get into the specifics then. The first habit the source talked about.
Listening. Simple as that. Listen to English every day.
Okay, how much listening are we talking?
They suggested starting small, like just 10 or maybe 15 minutes daily.
And why is that so effective, according to the source?
Well, it's not just about understanding words, it's about getting your brain used to the actual sound of English.
The rhythm, the intonation.
Exactly, the sort of music of the language, how words connect. Daily exposure helps build this subconscious understanding. Even grammar patterns start to sink in without you actively studying them.
They gave some easy ways to do this, right?
Yeah, really accessible examples, like starting with a short podcast, maybe a YouTube video you find interesting, or even just watching a bit of a TV show you like in English.
Makes it feel less like homework.
All right, more like just fitting it into your life.
Okay, so listening builds that foundation.
Yeah.
What's the second habit?
Reading something in English daily. Again, the source stressed was keep it small, keep it manageable.
So like an article or...
Yeah, or a short story, maybe a blog post you like, even just reading the subtitles on a video.
And the benefit there. The source mentioned something about context, I think.
Precisely. Seeing words and grammar in context every day helps you remember them much better than, say, memorizing lists. It helps you start actually thinking in English more naturally.
And the source also said, don't worry about understanding everything right away.
Exactly. Consistency over perfection. That was a big theme. Don't get bogged down if you don't know every word. Just keep reading, use the context, and trust that your understanding will grow over time with that daily exposure.
Okay, listening, reading, but what about speaking? That's often the scary part for people.
Yeah, the fear factor. The source tackled this head on with the third habit. Speak out loud, even if you're completely alone.
Talking to yourself. That might feel a bit weird at first.
It might, but the source really emphasized this isn't about performing for anyone. It's about building the physical muscle memory for speaking English, practicing pronunciation, getting over that hesitation.
So how would you do that? What did they suggest?
Practical things, like repeating phrases you hear from native speakers, or just, talk to yourself, describe what's around you, talk about your day, your plans, how you're feeling.
Ah, okay. So it builds confidence without the pressure.
Exactly. You're practicing the act of speaking.
Makes sense. So listen, read, speak. What's habit number 4?
Writing. Just a little bit each day.
Okay, like journaling.
Yeah. The simplest suggestion was keeping a basic English journal. And they stressed you don't need to write essays.
Just a sentence or two.
Yeah, really. Maybe about your day, something you learned, or just describing something you saw. Short and simple.
Why is that so helpful?
Because it forces you to actively use the vocabulary and grammar you're picking up from listening and reading. It makes it stick. Plus, you get a nice little record of your progress.
Right, that active recall. Okay, and the 5th habit?
Using technology, specifically English learning apps.
Ah, leveraging the tools we have.
Exactly. And again, keep it brief, maybe just 5 or 10 minutes a day.
What kind of apps?
Well, the source mentioned things like using ChatGPT for practice conversations or language games, vocabulary builders, stuff like that. Apps offer structure, review, practice, and often that immediate feedback, which is great for motivation.
Okay, so tying it all together, The big message from this source seems incredibly clear.
Yeah, it really is. Learning English effectively, building that confidence, it doesn't come from some massive stressful effort.
It's about the small things.
Done consistently, day after day. That's the core idea.
And the source was clear. You don't have to do all 5 perfectly right away.
Absolutely not. The real power is in picking maybe just 1 or 2 habits that feel doable for you right now and just sticking with them every day. The results build up over time. That's the magic.
It makes it feel so much less daunting, doesn't it?
Okay.
Which leads to a final thought, maybe for you listening.
Yeah.
How might choosing just one of these small habits, maybe 10 minutes of listening, or writing just 1 sentence a day, how might that actually surprise you with the progress you could make? Which one feels like something you could start today?